Hey everybody, it's Andy here, aka Montulli. We're back for a vintage challenge today, and we're playing an old favorite in Bug Lurrus. This deck recently did really well at the Land Run series, and it had two bug lists very similar to this, actually almost identical in the top eight. And I did run that list to a 5-0 the other day, despite leagues don't count the same way as a challenge. The deck felt very good and familiar in my hands, despite me not being overly familiar with Kishla Skimmer in my own bug experience. And yeah, for those of you not aware, this deck basically is doing well right now based on 4 Collector Roof. And with the presence of Fantasticar in the vintage metagame over the last month, 5-6 weeks or so, being the dominant S tier deck, Collector Roof is very good against that deck. It does stop all of their fast mana. It stops their One Ring from going off, their Sensei's Divining Top, which is the crux of what the deck does. Now, that said, one of the things I don't like about Collector Roof is the presence of Talon Gates that can shut that off, and they can go off as a result. But what this deck also brings is 4 Force of Vigors, which have been out of the vintage metagame for a very long time. So it gives you an extra answer at instant speed to be able to remove a Fantasticar amongst other threats. So going back to the Skimmer, though, this is a really neat addition, and I think this was brought forth by Max Gilmore, previous vintage Eternal Weekend champion, who's had a couple top eights with this deck, and despite it looks slightly different, the Skimmer is what I would deem a gimmicky card, but in my league the other day, it wasn't looking so gimmicky. It actually drew me a lot of cards. The evasion was significant despite its weak body, which is very typical of Bug. You're trying to lock your opponent down with uh, small piddlywinks and that have powerful effects on them. What the Skimmer does, though, is it's got very nice interaction with the Deathrite Shaman. I did find this an awkward tension because I was wanting to tag my opponent's graveyard. Deathrite Shaman is very important at being able to do that to keep them off Dig Through Time's treasure cruises, opposing frogs, breach kills, that sort of thing. But you have to target your own graveyard in order to draw a card. Now, of course, the benefit outweighs the risk if you're drawing a card, but it is an awkward tension. Of course, its best feature is when you've got something like Psychic Frog or Treasure Cruise to be able to delve and you draw an extra card off the Skimmer. So it was pretty good there. I did find against White Initiative a couple times, or just miscellaneous decks, having the evasion was pretty good for me. Of course, Psychic Frog needs no introduction, and the Skimmer has pretty much come at the cost of playing Bowmasters, and I do think that there is a reasonable trade there, despite I am probably one of the few people standing on the bastion of that Bowmaster is not as bad as people are thinking it is. I understand in a world of flow states and stock ups, it's not as effective as it once was, but it still does stop top kills and, can tax a ring. Amongst all the other cantrips that people may be playing, still extremely good against Doomsday, etc. So this is what we're playing today. I don't think a lot of the deck needs an introduction. I wish we had a basic in it. We can't really fit it. I've opted, instead of going for the split with Assassin Trophy and Abrupt Decay, I really like Abrupt Decay. And yes, there are corner cases where you get caught with a Seasoned Dungeoneer or something like that you can't remove with it. It does happen. But I expect to see more Lurrus control builds today, and having an Abrupt Decay is really powerful. And that can't be countered. And same thing with Fantasticar. Like, I'm expecting to see some blue builds come back today with Fantasticar, and having the uncounterable Abrupt Decay is just really, really powerful. And I don't think a whole lot of the deck requires a lot of more to say about it. I mean, Snuff Out is a card that is very good. We have to realize that the Magic Online metagame is different than what we see in paper, and there's a lot of White Initiative in the metagame right now because it seems to be having some reasonable success against the Raker builds, and Snuff Out is the best answer to White Initiative. However, Voidmere is confluent right now, and this makes this card not as good in my opinion. So it's like, if you have it in your opener and you can get something with it or whatever be it, it's awesome. If not, it's not so good. So I'm a little bit off on that one. but we're going to run it anyways tonight. Bazaar is showing up in the form of Squeevine. Cage not very good there, but if we're playing against Dredge Oath, the cages are pretty good. Also, it masquerades against Lurrus Breach Kills, so... and I need the dismembers here for Masticores, mainly. And that's pretty much what we got today, guys. So, let's see how we do. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you round one. Okay, guys. Did not win the die roll. We're likely playing against Sphere Shops. And I imagine this could be a little bit of a tough one for us. I do like my hand. Unfortunate we don't have a black land, but we have a force here. I don't think in good conscience I could ship this back. Yes, it's an awkward tension without the correct land here, but... Hmm. Now, unfortunately, I do think I'm going to have to counter a sphere. My hand is not really built to be able to fight against a sphere here. Three ball. So, the question I have here, guys, and this is a very polarizing spot, because my first inclination is to pitch the days to the negation. However, my hope is to draw a black mana source to be able to deploy the frog. If that's the case, Force of will not be on. I think I just have to get rid of the days, and because it's too high risk if I miss. Like, days is not a surefire thing, and setting yourself back against spheres is not really where you want to be. My opponent's very likely double queued here. They're taking a long time on their decision basis. That said, I'm only 20 seconds faster than them, so, but of course I'm talking my lines through to you, which makes my clock a little slower. So I did get punished there. I do think I'm going to go... I'm probably going to have to Demonic Tutor, right? Like, this is Sphere Shops. Could go get an Ancestral. I think that's what I'm going to do. And at least this way I can hold up Frog as bait. I'm not thrilled about it, but... it just has to be Ancestral. Okay, days would have been good. I'm not happy with Mystic Forge coming in. They're probably going to wasteland here. Yeah. Hmm. I could treasure cruise here instead of stripping them. I think I'm going to do that. Okay. Hopefully it's not a Golos. Crucible. I do think I should counter this. And the reason being, guys, is that even if I kill it with the Fatal Push, if they start attaching it to things, it's just so much bigger than anything I'm doing. I'm not thrilled about it, but they're down to 1 card in hand. They did play around Spell Pierce, but I had no mana up. Okay, we did the right thing treasure cruising last turn, didn't we? That was a really nice draw. I'm gonna strip them here, guys, and the reason is that I just want to keep them off of Golos if I can. Okay. Cool. Collector Roof was going to be good at shutting down what they were doing. Us as well, but we did have the Deathrite and card draw off the Frog. Yeah, we were going to be good there. Okay, nice win. So now we get to bring in some pretty good sideboard stuff. Like, I do think I want these. I mean, they have a substantial amount of creatures in their deck. I may end up wanting all the removal, but let's see. I think Collector Roof, despite it pitches, is not really great in the Sphere matchup. I do think we want Days Gone. Oh, I loaded up the wrong list. I changed that to Decay. The second Decay. Okay. Well, I'm glad I did that in this matchup. The mistake there. So, I need to cut 3 other cards to make this all fit. And I need to ask myself, is it worth doing that? I mean, I could cut a Cataxian Probe. I also think Mental Misstep is reasonably poor in this matchup. I also am not crazy about Spell Pierce on the draw, but let's try this out. Look at me talking about clock, and I'm a minute and a half behind my opponent here. Yeah, I think this is good enough. Got the skimmer death ray combo. Now, of course, this could go wrong, but scrawler, yeah. So I'm going to cast a Deathray Shaman, and I'm going to Time Walk. The Scrawler is a bit of a problem because I'm trying to draw cards here off the skimmer, but hopefully it ends up working out for me. Lord knows I have a lot of removal in my deck. And the Deathray Shaman also takes a lot of pressure off of Crucible loops. I will have 5 mana here. I can pull Lurrus and Skim here. I wouldn't mind something like a Force of Vigor. Obviously, removal straight up would be great, but Force of Vigor would be solid here too, because I could kill the Crawler and the Mox. Be nice to draw a blue card off the skimmer here, wouldn't it? Sure, I played the wrong color mana there. I can kill that thing. Is that better than pulling Lurrus? It might be. Or do I just kill the Scrawler? I think I like killing the Scrawler, to be honest. You know, it is interesting because the Scrawler's just going to get in so much damage. That's the issue. Okay, I'm going to kill it. Not the most mana efficient turn. I could have pulled Lurrus there, but okay. That is also something I can eat with my Deathrite Shaman, the Scrawling Crawler. Okay, they're going to put it on my Deathrite Shaman. Now that makes sense. Yep. Sure. Thorn, yeah. Yep. This is where the evasion seems to matter for this skimmer, eh? I wonder how much this thorn's hurting them. Yep, thorn doing its work there. Oh wow, double tomb. Do I kill that thing? Or just go for air hits? Like, how much is the extra damage worth? I put him off the death rate. I put him down to 5 next turn. And then if he taps the 2 tombs, I think I can be patient. The patchwork, dealing 1 damage, I don't think is the end-all be-all right now. I don't know that I don't think I want to wasteland that. Now, a big snake might be a problem. Okay. I do think they'll probably, well, I don't think they can really attack. Yeah, I think I'm going to kill this now. No, maybe I better not. The reason I'm thinking about killing it here is that if they do tap their mana vault, they're not capable of untapping it, and and I get the extra hit through. I don't know. Maybe I just do. Right, 1. I have to figure this out. So it's going to be 1 tax here, so I got to pay 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 for the thorn, 2 for the patchwork. 1, so I pay 2 life, right? I think I did that right. Blue card? No, but I could hard cast force through the thorn. Okay, nice win for us there. Okay, guys, here we are, round 2. We've won the die roll. No Lurrus reveal. I could have Ancestral up next turn into a Time Walk. I think this is worth the risk. It's pretty land heavy. But they're the right kind of lands in the sense that, I mean, as long as my Deathrite Shaman resolves. Now, we could be in trouble if it's a big turn 1 Raker. Okay, Bazaar. All right. I mean, look, this is pretty good, depending on how heavy their Bazaar is. Okay, so it is actually Squee, which could be challenging here. Just let's hope they don't have a hollow one here. That could be tough for me. They do. Okay, I mean, not optimal, but I will let Squee go back to their hand here. They have the second Bazaar. Okay. I'm not thrilled with that, but I get to prevent 2 damage here, and if they drop their Squee here... Oh, hopefully they don't have a Vine here. That would be... I guess I'd have to take the Vine. Oh, interesting. They're just coming in. Okay. Very nice. Okay. So I chose the right one. The problem is I'm facing down a lot of damage here. Ooh, that's pretty nice too. For managing some of their creatures here. I mean, I wonder if I can attempt a time walk. I probably just can't afford to do that right now. I think I'm going to Wasteland again and pass turn. I mean, do I try and time walk here? I pitched Commandeer. I'm going to take 8. All right, look, we'll pass turn. We've got some life gain. And I mean, we have some really powerful spells here. I do think I'm going to attempt. I mean, it's scary to try and take one of these Bazaars out of their yard here. I think I have to take one out of my own yard. Black. Green. And I'm going to try and kill the hollow one. Because my Fatal Pushes can handle the Vengevine. Yeah, okay. So that got forced. I'm taking a massive hit here. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in a bad spot here. Let's think about this. I can eat something out of the yard. Like, if they have Noxious Revival or a Force here, I'm obviously dead. Look, I'm just in a bad spot here. We'll attempt a Time Walk. They had the negation. Okay. So very nice 7 from my opponent there. But of course, we're going to be much better at the post board here against them. I don't know how many cages I actually want. We obviously have more sideboard slots available. I mean, I guess we could take a Snuff out. Maybe I want a second cage. Maybe something like this. Vigor can hit hollow ones. Like, I felt like we did well there. It just, they had a, obviously, extremely powerful 7. I don't know if I can keep this. Decay is pretty bad. I should have sided that out too, but we've just got too many spots that are not great here. Just going down to 6 do more for me. I think that this is worth the keep here. So they kept on their 6. I'm going to protect my land here because I'm going to be wastelanding next turn, and I don't want to lose my hedge maze, despite it is efficient to play it out first because I'm not doing anything. I need to protect my land. And we just have to hope they don't have second Bazaar or Noxious. It's just the world we're living in. And by playing the Misty, we also give ourselves an option to snuff out. They did have the second Bazaar, unfortunately. Oof. I need a Force of Will badly. They didn't Noxious here. Now they could still on upkeep, but... Okay, no Bazaar. Phew. I think I am going to play a Skimmer here, guys. I want the Black Source, so I'm going to get the Bayou. I can't imagine a world where they're overly worried about this, but... They could have Furies. I mean... I'm not thrilled to play into this, guys, but just is what it is. This could be a Pyrokinesis, yep. I really would like to get a Relic into play here. Or a Nihil Spellbomb. Don't mind that. do like Psychic Frog. I'll play that. I think it's going to get forced, but I think that's okay. Black. Blue. Yeah, this is going to get forced for sure. Subtlety? Okay. Sure. That to means they don't have force of will. Or they could be saving it for my Lurrus. Now, once again, they could have Pyrokinesis here. Yeah, I feel like they do. Not too worried if it gets countered. I expect it to, but okay. Days is very, very nice here. Would we have found a blue card? We would have. So I would have had force Days against their 7 cards to resolve my Lurrus. And if Lurrus doesn't resolve, I mean, that wouldn't have been the end-all be-all. Okay, so my opponents kept 7 and 6 against me. This decay is really not good. Probably better with a Vigor. We could bring in another Fatal Push, too. Hmm. I've got Hollow One covered. I've got a Wasteland and a Demonic into something like a Tabby. This is not optimal, but it's not the worst either. So they went down to 6. Okay, no Vine, which is really lucky for me. And hopefully they plop out double Hollow One. They didn't. Okay. Do I have to react here now? I don't see a reason why not. Now, I guess my question is, what do I want to go get here? I think I can be a little bit patient. So I can try and do something in the same turn. The problem I have is that if I do that, like I just don't have any mana. They've got another bazaar. Okay. Okay, I don't mind that. Like, can I go get an ancestral here? Or do I have to get them off this bazaar? I don't know. Let's see if I can resolve it first. I think I have to ancestral. I'm quite behind. There we go. Okay. My mana's awkward here, but I don't want to play into vigor, but I need a green source to be able to nuke that bazaar. Okay, I'm going to play a spell bomb here. There we go. I mean, we're playing still. Okay, that's the stuff I'm looking for here, guys. I'm going to go get Bayou. They're going to go down to 3 here. I do think I guess let's see what they do here. I'm giving them an extra card. I just have to hope they don't have Noxious. I am going to do it here, though. Blue card. Okay, it is a blue card. I think I'm going to pull Lurrus here. And I will have double force up. Pretty happy to have drawn the land there, I'm not going to lie. Black, black, blue. Let's see if we can get her in. We did. Oh, wow. I mean, I could treasure cruise. I really just like having double force up here. They only have 5 cards, though. Like, what's the chance they can... I feel like they might be coming after my Lurrus here, and if they do get my Lurrus, what's the most important card for me to have them play here? I think I'll play this. Sure. Yeah, Pyro. Not really happy to get rid of any of these cards here, to be perfectly honest with you. But I have a feeling I'm pitching both of them. Okay. Nice. All right. Be curious to see if I would have drawn a blue card there. We would have. Okay, Days being one of the absolute best. All right, that was a little bit of a grind, but a nice win for us nonetheless. Okay, guys, here we are, round 3. We'll want the die roll. Batunhinia is an MTGO grinder, and I think they have a lot of range. Most recently playing Lurrus Bug. Okay, so we've got dueling Lurruses here. Very possible that's what they're playing. Wish I had a Deathrite Shaman here, but I don't dislike my hand. Deathrite Shaman's such an important card in the mirrors to be able to have mana advantage, and of course not get mana screwed. A faint spell piercer. They would not know I'm on Bug. I'm typically a blue-black player or an Esper player. Yep. Their most recent Bug list from a week ago had Bowmasters in it. So, be interesting to see what happens here if they play out a Deathrite, because of course I will attempt to Fatal Push it. Oh, Lotus, okay. Not thrilled to see that. Ooh, I do like that, however. I wonder if I just play out the Deathrite Shaman here. I think so. It's obviously a little bit mana awkward, but because I don't have another land in hand, the Deathrite Shaman also will ensure that I have another land next turn if it resolves and doesn't get killed. Yeah, that was literally worst case scenario for me, that they had the misstep there, but it does take away their ability to misstep my Fatal Push. So hard cast Force of Will here. Negation's just a terrible, terrible draw. I'm going to get going with my Frog here. The hard cast Force, of course, that's fine. That's what this feels like. And I mean, it's definitely Bug that we're playing against because they have Verdant Catacombs. Yeah. Okay. Now we just have to hope we don't get wastelanded. Sure. Well, I think it's fine. I'm going to attempt to kill this, and if they want to spell pierce it, I think it's okay. Like the Oof itself, they're probably not overly worried about. And that allows us to play this, and if they spell pierce, then yeah, that's fine. But it allows us to play a skimmer. And if they kill this, then we're moving that much closer towards treasure cruise here. Yep, sure. Yeah, they didn't do anything on their turn. Ooh, that's rough. Yeah, and they wasteland me, eh? Not bad. They didn't. Ooh, so this means they've got negation up. Bowmaster? I mean, I do think I'm going to attempt to kill this. I value the mana rock here. And I can spell pierce back. Now, if they have a Bowmaster, yeah, it sucks, but I guess the question is, do I want to eat the frog? I don't think so. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, there we go. Probably pull Lurrus to hand here. Wasteland me, I guess. Yep. That was a good draw. What are the likelihood they have a Force of Will in their hand here? So they have a Spell Pierce and Lurrus. So it was enough to keep me off of casting. Can I actually... Right, so I do it like this. Blue. Oh no, it has to be black. Okay. Can't stop the Lurrus here, but I do have some removal in my deck. I can't stamp that either. But I have my own bow or collector roof here. Probably discard a land here. Because I think my lands will be more valuable with an Ufim play. So they're going to start playing their roof here. Here you go. So I have air superiority here currently. I'm not happy to see that, obviously. Yep. Okay, I do like that. Yeah, I have a Bayou left. So the card advantage is pretty reasonable here. I'm not going to play Lotus quite yet. There may be, it may end up being more important as fodder here. Like, how many damage do I want to do? I feel like I need to start discarding here. Ooh, that's nice too. Blue, black. And I'm going to, I guess, Wasteland. What can I take them off of here? Can't take them off of any other colors. We're down 1C. I guess moving them off of black seems fine. Leave the Lotus there. Yep. Oof. All right. I can't fly both my frogs. I'm bleeding a bit of damage doing it this way. But if they want to double block, so be it. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad my opponent conceded there. As you can see, I was 4 minutes behind on time. So I don't know if they're on Bowmasters or Skimmers or what. This is not good. I mean, I have a tendency to believe that Collector Roof is really bad in this matchup. So is Negation. But there's going to be a lot more removal. I don't think Snuff Out really does anything. I mean, it might get a Kishless Skimmer, but it doesn't kill Deathrite, it doesn't kill Frog, and it doesn't kill Lurrus. Could do something like this. Not crazy about days on the draw either, but like, how much do I care about Collector Roof? Like, not really. I mean, maybe I just bring a snuff out in just in case. Maybe just okay. They might just keep their collectors. I don't know. Maybe it's correct. Yeah, yeah, it's a death right. I'm not thrilled to see that, but oh, ancestral. Okay, that's probably worse. Yes, cannot stop that. Death right of my own would be nice. Force of will. Hedge maze, not so much. Tough call. Just have to hope their mana screwed somewhat, but the ancestral's pretty backbreaking in the mirror here. Yeah, that's what I was worried about was the death right, because now they're way ahead of me. Okay, here we go. Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. This will just get killed, but I don't have a choice. I have to start deploying, and I'm blessed to have two other lands in my hand here. Like, we're in for a grind. We've really got to start watching our time. Mhm. No attack. Interesting. Okay. I cannot actually kill the frog. Okay. I'm not. I don't hate that they countered my frog there, but this is contingent on me being able to kill their frog. They're going to go up to 5 cards this turn after an attack. Hopefully I do not get wastelanded. It's important I don't. Okay. I still can't kill that thing. Okay. Hopefully they try and kill it here, because it'll be enough for me to dismember their creature. I'm in a bad spot here, guys. Like, there's just no doubt about it. I'm starting to get a little bit of clock back, which is also good. This is an example of the Deathrite Shaman really doing work, is that they're just ahead of me on mana at all times. And of course, it eats creatures out of the graveyard for Lurrus. It drains, keeps fodder out of your frogs. Now, they could drain at the end of my turn sometime, and I get to draw off the skimmer. That is a possibility. Now, I wonder what happens if I do kill this thing and they're. I wonder what happens if I dismember it and they discard their entire hand. How crazy is that? I might do it, because if I can find a removal spell, it's pretty powerful. Now, I realize I'm facing down a huge beater and they can bring Lurrus back and maybe recur creatures out of their yard if it does work, but I think this is my best hedge. No, no pun intended with my hedge maze in hand. Black card here. Obviously, if they have negation here and they can pitch force, but ooh, that's savage. Okay. Yep, can't stop that. I mean, this game is a byproduct of them having the Ancestral turn one. And these attrition matches, an Ancestral can be just backbreaking. My opponent had Lotus. We were able to break serve that way in game one, but we're not able to beat the card draw off of. I don't know how much this helps me here, but we're going to get going here. Probably will throw a block up in front of one of these frogs this turn. Another counter spell. Wow, they're on flusters, eh? Next turn I can play Lurrus and cast Frog. Problem is it's going to be very difficult to do that. I am going to have to throw a chump up on one of these Psychic Frogs and hope that they don't have anything. Oh, I can't. Of course, it got removed. And of course, they can just get my guy with my Psychic Frog with the Deathrite Shaman here. So yeah, a lot of things going very poorly for me here. We are ahead on the clock officially. Okay. Can go to their... Actually, what I'll do is once they tap down for the Deathrite Shaman here, I could wait until they're attacking and see if they discard and try and kill me, but I don't think it's worth doing that because they will have priority. So they can wait me out, and if I don't do it, they just draw cards. They've got me dead either way, but we'll just kill off as many seconds as we can here on their clock. See if we can get a bit of an advantage here going into game 3. So I have not seen anything post board that Snuff Out kills. So I think we can get rid of Snuff Out. And we'll see what happens. Whether I get it to untap here. I shouldn't. No. All right, we got a minute here of time on our opponent, which is awesome. They just need to discard one more and then drain me. So I wonder if they're better set up to fight the creature mirror than me. It's interesting. Like, do I want Collector Roofs? Snuff Out just is not good enough. I mean, Oof could be decent. I don't really like that I have these Nihil Spell Bombs here. If I'm running Oofs, they're a little bit of an awkward tension. But maybe it's okay. I just feel like Negation is very poor in the matchup. Let's try and overload our opponent here. The flusterstorms were a bit of a bummer there. Okay. Okay, I don't hate it. I'm a little bit shy on mana here, but we get black. We get an underground sea here. Or maybe we actually get a Bayou. That way I have removal and I can drain and get rid of creatures. I don't hate it. No, if I draw days, it feels a bit bad. Really hoping I draw a land or a creature off the top. Okay. Cast a second one. Okay, no. I think I'm going to take a peek and see what's up here. I like it for a blue pitch, but I'm just never likely getting to Treasure Cruise. So they are indeed on oofs, and they chose not to cast the second one. They do have a decay though. So their hand is not great. Now there is only the one land here, which makes this a lot more awkward, but they do have a Verdant Catacombs. The question is, do I do it now? Do I make them use the Pierce? I could force a Will It. They just have a second Deathrite though. And they're gonna see I don't have a land. Okay, we'll just get into a dueling banjo here. Yep. I don't think we need to react here. We don't have anything going on, and the Deathrites themselves are not a big threat, and we can respond to what they're doing too. The difference is they've got more mana than we do, which is a little bit of a problem. Okay, I do like that. I could take their land away here. They do have more land than I do, but I think that's okay. I'm going to get rid of their land here proactively. I wonder if they're going to attempt to abrupt decay. They still have that spell pierce up. Oh, they are going to abrupt decay. Oh, they're going after our probe, sure. Do I let them get away with that? What happens? I may as well drain them. I have two active ones here. Theirs not active. So they cannot decay me, but they still have pierce up. Otherwise, I would go after. Maybe I should have let it go. I don't know. I really am wanting to get rid of theirs because now they are going to have the initiative. They will get the extra mana this turn. But I don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt on using their mana here. Let's see what they do. Yeah, and then they just decay the other one. And they can do that. It's pretty good. Yeah, so I was not expecting the removal. This spell pierce is carrying a lot of weight for them. Yeah, so they've negated everything I've done here. But it's not the end all be all as long as I don't get wastelanded. Yep. Okay, and I know what they have here. Okay. Do I make them use the spell pierce here? Guess I have to. I mean, I can force it, but I don't think that's what I want to be doing. Yep. Do I force this, guys? one unknown card here. Not crazy about it, but I feel like that it's important that I quell the death rights here, and I still have another piece of removal, and hopefully I can find another land here. Oof, gosh, that's so bad for me. Oh my god. Yep. Okay. Now they have a collector roof here that they can use, but yeah, that cruise was really big. Yeah. Okay, so here's the oof. I guess I'll let that resolve because I may want to draw a card later. Look, a black land here can open this right up. Now they're going to play Lurrus. Lurrus, another oof. Okay. Viseju was not the card I was looking for here. We are losing very quickly here. I'm taking 5 damage this turn. And the death rate is the most eminent problem because it's actually dealing me, it can drain me. Okay, that is good. Six. I don't really think I can get out of this. So, what if I kill the one of the oofs? And just the reason I'm thinking about killing an oof now is it ties my opponent's mana up, and next turn they try and do it, and I can try and circumvent what they're doing with the Nihil, but I don't know if that's good. They're going to put me to 6, and then I'm going to go to 2. If they have a counterspell here, of course, it doesn't matter. And, like, what happens if they don't find a land here, and I find a wasteland? I think I'm going to take an oof off because it uses their mana to use the death right. I still have one next turn. I mean, I'm going to have to draw something like my own death right. 6. This will put me to 2, perhaps. But if I can kill that oof, it will open up my spell bomb to perhaps buy me another turn. Love another, I don't know, like, I guess they're going to do it proactively. Oh, Wasteland, they're casting something. Yeah, Frog. Yeah, that's pretty bad for me. Yeah, that's going to do it. I could kill the oof here. But then I just die to the frog. Yeah, they got me. All right. I think I maybe made a misstep with my Deathrite Shaman trying to circumvent their drain earlier on. I don't know if it would have been enough, but yeah, tough loss. Okay, here we are in round 4, guys, and we're playing CRK. We did not win the die roll, unfortunately, and they are playing some fantasticar nonsense here. It's like workshopped fantasticar, like with scrawling crawlers and patchwork automatons. Like they have a creature base outside of what you would see in typical Raker. I mean, I'm going to keep this. I don't think they're running Wastelands, so it'll be a tough decision as to what I want to pitch here, whether it's the Frog or the Force or Negation or whatever, but they did mulligan, which is good. I will not be able to go after their fast mana here, unfortunately. I just have to go after their action spells here. Raker. Not happy to do that, guys, but okay. So we need a blue card or a green card here. Pretty reasonable chance to find all of the above, but we do need to find one of those. This gives us a counter spell for Tezzeret, or a One Ring. Yep. Green card does help here. The Lodestone Golem is good. The fact we have our 1 on Vigor in our main in our hand is pretty solid. Yeah, Scrawling Crawler is a problem here, but top. We will Time Walk here likely and try and find a green card. That is not a green card. But it does put me pretty close to a hard cast Vigor. So a lot of outs here. Okay, well, so this is a tough one, guys, because I'm taking a lot of damage from the Scrawling Crawler. But they are hell-bent here. I feel like I just need to, we both draw off the crawler. And then I kill the two of them. And we have to hope we find a blue card or something good. All right, do I just pull Lurrus? And then upkeep kill those two? I think so. Look, guys, there's only so much you can do, and I think I do it now. Did not find a blue card. So I'm feeling pretty vulnerable here, but they cannot currently cast a Tezzeret. Okay, Automaton is not bad for me. Vexing Bauble, yep. I expect they're probably gonna, I would think that they were gonna draw there, but maybe not. Okay. So we have to fade 2 cards here. It's asking a moderate amount. Yep. I really want to collect roof here. Yeah, that's exactly what I did not want to see, was a ring. Okay, ring is really bad for me. We need a collector roof here. Ancestral, collector roof, treasure cruise. Even a Kishla skimmer gives me a chance at grabbing one. I just take the 3. I think I do. I cannot attack in. Yeah, they're going to draw a lot of cards here, unfortunately. But hopefully we can tax their life total, guys. Like, I'm hoping they go for something like a raker here. Or not a raker, a Tezzeret. Okay, that's bad for me. Down to 2 cards. But they don't really want to attack in. Okay, we'll take it. They have 2 cards here, so they could be trying to time walk me. And they can play around my Pierce, but they cannot play around my... Okay. Wasteland? I could kill this thing. I think I just play a skimmer. The problem with the skimmer is, I mean, it's evasion, but I'm not really going to draw a card with the skimmer, and I'm going to be forced into a chump block next turn. Now they're going to go to 10. I don't think I'm going to attack with the death rate. So they're going to go down to 7. I don't think I can play the Kislev because I feel like I need to pitch it and maybe hold up Pierce. I also can chump block with death rate if I need to. Like, I think one of the keys for me here is to try and keep them off of another ring, because this damage between the Mana Vault and the ring is adding up. Now they're drawing a ton of cards. I may not be able to accomplish all the things I'm hoping to do, but and they're also maybe wanting to use the Urza Saga here, so I'm asking a lot here. There's no doubt about that. I think I let this resolve. I'm very worried about Tezzeret here, guys. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's no lands. I can fetch here. wonder, do I even use that? I don't think I do. I don't think where it benefits me, guys, is I can still hold up Spell Pierce. How do I feel about Fantasticar? I probably don't feel very good about it. Do I Spell Pierce here, guys? What if they have Tezzeret? And they just let this go and I die? Like, if they try and cast Tezzeret here, I probably win the game. As long as they don't have another mana, and they might. No, they played the. I think I counter this, guys. Because I think I kill them. Now, I think they have ring protection here, but. So I guess I still could die. They're going to get down to 4. I mean, I did my best there. A Collector Roof would be the best thing I could draw. Ancestral. Still got 3 oofs. I wouldn't mind, I guess, a counter spell. Wasteland would be good. Because I can still put them down to 4. They're going to go down to 2 with the ring. Ooh, guys, Collector Roof. I mean, it's not a guarantee because they could have Talon Gates, but not much I can do about that. I can't really attack because they just cast that ring. I should have watched that they didn't untap their. I guess they can't use their Time Bolt. Okay, so 3 cards in hand, guys. And let's just hope it's not a Talon Gates. Definitely going to drain right now. Before they put a needle on me. Okay. That was a pretty crazy game. So we are going to get a lot better post board. And I do think I want all my removal. So the question is what comes out? Days seems poor. I don't actually think they're running Wastelands. I probably can cut a Bayou. Gitaxian Probe. Like, this is a lot to bring in, right? I don't mind Decay for, I don't mind Misstep either, but I think I'm probably going to take out Hedge Maze instead of the Bayou. Maybe that's crazy. No, I think I like that. So let's bring this in. They just have a substantial amount of creatures, guys. Probably. I just hate cutting skimmers. Treasure Cruise I still like. I just like a ton of removal, right? But I think it's good. I don't know that I can go down further on land. Like, with 4 Wastelands and a strip mine, I do need to have my colors of mana here to make my stuff work. I need to cut 2 cards here. Skimmers are just so decent, though. I don't know. Not sure what to do there. I mean, it's not amazing. I hope I don't have to pitch my frog here. But I'm not far off of a hard cast vigor either. Yeah, that's fine. I do like that. I don't think I'm going to play the Mox out right now. It might be something necessary that I need to discard. I wouldn't be thrilled to do that, but sure. So happy they're burning that there rather than on an oof. I think that this is not the fight I have to pick, guys. I realize that this is probably putting them into a ring or something like a lodestone, but scrolling crawler. Okay. I don't think this is a fight I'm looking to battle over right now. I will let the scrawler resolve. Pithing needle. So they're likely going to put this on my frog. They're going to attack with the raker, or for the patchwork, and then I can dismember this thing if I don't draw a green card. Because I have the vigor here, guys, like, even if I draw a land, I'm going to have to remove 2 creatures. Like, I think I have to be judicious here, despite it. This is dangerous. There's no way they're not attacking here. Got to be a little bit careful with my life total. Green card? It is not. This gives me double counterspell, or do I pull Lurrus here? It's a little bit awkward because I might end up having to chump this thing here because I don't have the 2 mana to pay for it if I don't have a green card. This is 5. How much do I want to contest with this, guys? I've got the vigor, and I can kill these 2 things. And I can actually cast the vigor, but it might require me to chump block if I don't find a green card. But if I force this thing, and I will have to do it in my main because otherwise they're going to discard a card and kill my frog. I did get rid of the hedge maze naturally. All right, well, look. The patchwork's looking big and bad here. I'm not crazy about the top either, but good draw. Can I find a blue card? Can't actually do that. That's funny. My life title is low. All right. Like, I'm not that scared of the ring is the card that scares me the most, more than anything. If they get a ring, I'm probably going to lose. But anything else, I think I can manage. Like any type of creature or anything like that, because I have the vigor. Okay. I need to get to untap here without anything big coming down. I need a blue card here, guys. All right. I can just hard cast Vigor here. I still have Force of Will up. I think that's the play. And I mean, I just kill this thing, right? Get my Psychic Frog back. Next turn, I can start gaining life with Deathrite. Try and get my Snuff Out online. This could be a close one. Again, the top was a really good draw for them because it's allowing them to dig. Okay. Masticore. And then they'd have to flip their top and discard. Down to one, guys. I guess I could have just killed that thing. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's just attack. I'm not thinking clearly here. I'm getting a little tired. Right, we just cast a frog. Start drawing a ton of cards, and then Time Walk. Yeah, I like that. Blue. Black. Time Walk. Gotta be careful here. See if I can find my way into an oof. Nope. None of those would have been very good. Okay, nice win versus Raker. Okay, guys, here we are in round 5, and likely run into Sphere Shops. I don't have a counterspell here. My hand is a bit awkward. But Deathrite is pretty good in the matchup. Frog, so I think I'm going to keep it. That's pretty brutal. That's devastating to me. At least we can cast the Deathrite, which can help spur us on here. Obviously losing the Lotus is significant. That's helpful. I think. I'm not crazy to use the Boseiju because it's obviously very good against what my opponent's doing, but I feel like the opportunity to cast. Okay, yeah, and that's why I did it. The opportunity to cast a frog could keep my opponent at bay here. Okay. Gonna cast the frog. I think this might hold them back. Do I time walk? I think I do. It allows me to get their workshop out of their yard before they. Oof. That's actually shockingly good. Okay. We are going to cast a frog here. And we're going to cast a Deathrite. And then next turn we might have a chance to go and get removal for that stone coil. What do I want here? I think I'll go for the Trop just in case they're able to take me off my Deathrite, and that way I have both colors. I have to hope that their mana's kind of not going here. I'd love it if they sack the Bauble. And my hope is they'll just keep the stone coil back. Okay. Three ball. Okay. That was something. You know what? Maybe I just cast the frog here. I mean, yeah, wastelanding me sucks if they do it, but they might be struggling on mana themselves. Yep. What interesting to see what they put this on. Delta, yeah. Skimmer's nice. Just looking for mana here. Maybe I should have done demonic there, because now it doesn't work, the skimmer. I'm drawing so many cards during your turn. Okay, no, I could have done it. My mistake. I thought I could only draw one card a turn. My bad, my bad. Sure. Actually, let's see what we draw before we get too excited here. I'll have to discard again. I think that's okay. I'll just discard the Spell Pierce. I don't think I have to be greedy. I think Fatal Push just is enough here. And yeah, there's some things they can do, but I don't think it's going to be likely that it's going to work. Yep. Like a double snake, yeah, that sucks. Sure. I'm drawing so many cards here, I don't think I need to worry too much. Okay, let's just draw a card here. Or Seiju. I'm going to do black. And I'm going to kill that thing. Yeah. Now, as per last game, we got a lot of stuff here. Right, we don't want collector roofs. I think we can cut probe. I think we can cut misstep. Daze is not really what we want on the draw. What do I want to cut here, guys? I mean, I guess let's look at it fanned out, what we've got here. We do need to make a cut. But I definitely like all of these cards. Maybe it's just a Kishla Skimmer. Then one of the nice things about the Kishla Skimmer, outside of what it does, is that it pitches to all my pitch spells. I feel like Spell Pierce is just probably not the best on the draw. Hmm. My hand isn't great, but it's got some removal. I've got a turn 1 creature if need be. I can play towards a cruise. Like, I've got a turn 2 Lurrus if I choose to go that route. Yep. This does apply a lot of pressure. I can cast both of them turn 1. I'll do that. I mean, a snake is a bit of a bummer, but do I do that, guys? I feel like I do. Like, that Ancient Tomb plus my Skimmers is pretty solid. Now, this might not end up working out, but oof, don't like the workshop here. Okay. I don't really want to see. Oh, Dismember. Okay. Yep. Yep, that's really good. Need some help. That is not help. Okay. Not thrilled about it. Yeah. Okay. Another land and I can kill one of those things. Nope. Moving me towards cruise if I can find a fetch. Chalice, that's brutal. Okay, that did not pan out. Yeah, this is where decay really just shines. Probably do want to pierce on the draw. Probably can cut a negation. Let's try this. Yep. Look, my hand could be vulnerable for sure here. I don't have a fetch to turn on my Deathrite, but I do have removal. I like it. I haven't seen a vigor yet. Make my opponent think that I really value that. I'm thinking hard about it. Alright, not thrilled about how this is looking here, but let's see what happens. We'll cast a frog next turn. Dismember. Okay, that is pretty good. Okay. I mean, Frog's one of my best draws here, like one of my best players. One of the issues I have is if they cast a massive friggin', well, I guess I still have Fatal Pusher. I did draw the extra black source here. And they cast a huge snake or something, it could be somewhat problematic, but let's see what they do here. Yeah, Golos is a pretty good one. I'm gonna go get Saga on me. That does do a lot of damage. I might have to get aggressive in the air here. Not thrilled about that, but I might have to. Yep. It's a good draw. See if I can find a bigger. Very nice draw. I need a wasteland here too. I did find a wasteland. That is very helpful. And then I can dismember their Golos. Unfortunately, I am going to have to fly. I guess my question is, do I discard a land? I think so. I just feel like they're going to recast Golos here. I do want the Deathrite Shaman, though, because what the Deathrite Shaman does allow me to do... Yeah, I'm going to sit back for a turn. I don't think I need to rush. I'm sure they're going to crack us their Golos. They didn't. What's this thing do? Whenever another non-token artifact you control enters. Okay. Okay, it's a legend. Okay, take 3. See if they wasteland me here. Yeah, a bit unfortunate. I probably should have cast a death right there. Hmm. I really like all these cards. I guess I just fetch, right? They got so much mana, but only 2 cards. We want black. Guess I'll get a Bayou. And I mean, like if they dismember here, obviously I'm gonna kill it or keep it alive. Vigor? That's not very good. Do I want to try and put Ultron back in their hand? All right, shields down. They obviously have something here. I'm hoping they're hesitant to crack the bauble for fear of me forcing. Of course, I have no force of will in hand. I but I paused on it when they cast it. Okay, they did not crack it. I'm gonna have some good damage coming through here next turn. Sure. Yep. Okay. Reasonably content with this. I don't know what they have in their sideboard here, but Inventor's Fair would probably be one of the scarier ones. I guess Academy, but they just have so much mana already. They're gonna pay for Ultron. How does this work? So I guess they get an extra Golos. Is that what happens here? Oh, they've removed their stuff from the graveyard. Okay. must have a lot of mana. They have 2 cards in hand. You can't really dismember profitably. Let's say 1, 2, 3. That would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if, let's just say, guys, like, what if they have a dismember in their hand? What does it end up doing to me? And do I need to be all in here? I'd like to kill them, but I've got a lot of removal here. Right? I can kill them here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And well, I mean, I could hard cast this to keep them alive. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 7, 8, 9. But they still have to pay 4 life. But it does require me to deal. I do have to discard 4. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think I go for it, guys. And I think Fatal Push is more important than Dismember. Yeah. Okay. Little bit of a misplay there. They get a Dismember. I mean, I don't think it works either way, but this feels like a Dismember. But it doesn't do anything. They do have a Dismember. Okay. So this still hits for 2, 4, 6. So I think we discard the Skimmer. Let's see what it does. I believe this kills them. So it's going to be a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. We got there. So that should be a top 8 for us. We are 4-1, and at least last round we had really strong breakers, like second strongest breakers in the tournament. And the next best guy was a 2-2 player. So let's see how we do this round. Okay, guys, here we are in round 6, and we're on the play. I think we're playing against blue-based Fantasticar. That's a pretty nice hand. Obviously, we're hoping to find a collector roof off this ancestral. And certainly a blue card for our force of negation. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to well, they can force it. Poor sequencing. You typically want to play a land out to inhibit somebody from countering your mocks, but in this particular case, I'd be happy for them to counter it. They're not running negations. Look, this could be bad if I don't find a blue spell here or a collector roof. I think it starts with finding a blue spell to pitch, but I can't pitch my ancestral. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, that's really bad for me. Probably should have ancestral first, because if they go right into the car here, this is really bad for me. Yeah. No, I think we're dead. I do have a Force of Vigor in hand, though, that I can kill. Oh, nice. Oh, they're just going to play something else out. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I knew what we were playing against. Our hand was really good, but we drew 2 lands and a Vigor, which was pretty low prevalence hit. We have a lot of blue cards, so a little disappointing. Because this is the test I really want to see. Well, can we find a green card, guys? Oh, we're with the raker, like, it just killed me. We wouldn't have found it anyways. Okay, so let's see if we can do a bit better this time. And I do think we want this. They're just playing raker. I don't like against raker. Like, how good are pushes? Like, I don't think they're likely playing the raker with all the creatures like patchwork automatons and things like that. So I don't know that I need to focus too much on fatal push in this match. I doubt they're on wasteland. Probably could cut a bayou here. Maybe I'll just cut a skimmer. Let's try this out, guys. I'm quite eager to play this matchup. Obviously, what happened last turn is why fantasticar needs to be restricted urgently. It's either you counter it or you die. I mean, look, guys. I can start mulliganing towards collector roofs and things like that, but this is like just a totally fine hand. I could have played the Delta out, but I will probably counter this, whatever it is. Defense grid. Needed a collector roof there. See if we can survive, guys. Yep. Sure. That works for me. Oh, so good. Hold up Dismember, I guess, in the least. Time Walk. Okay. I do like that. Obviously lost a damage there, but that's okay. I don't think I will. I think I will attack this time with 2. Kind of bleeding a bit of damage by not doing it. It's just too high risk that yeah, so naturally I find the land that turn, but I think that's okay because we can still hold up Dismember. Okay. That saves us from Vault Key. Sure. They got my oof, and they win. Yeah, shit. Yep. Very nice. Talon Gates, guys. It's what we talked about in our intro. Very good in this situation. I was feeling completely secure in that we had the win next turn, and we didn't. So I still think we're going to top 8 here. Obviously, we need our breakers to come through, but our match win percentage is pretty solid. And so are our breakers going into this round. I believe, I'm waiting to see what happens here because I believe it stays phased out as long as it's their turn. But if it does pop back into play, then we're still playing. But I think this is a game here. In fact, my opponent's not tapping their thing here. Is probably they're looking it up too. Nope, they lost connection. All we can hope for now, guys, is them not to join. There they are. Yeah, Raker is a real menace, man. My goodness. Look, like I didn't keep an amazing hand this game. And I don't think it phases back in here. No. They got it. Yeah, they've had tools, man. I don't hate this matchup. I just obviously got absolutely steamrolled game 1. And this game, I felt like we had it, but You know, Talon Gates is a reason you run it in your deck, and it's one of the reasons why I don't think Bug is as infallible in this matchup as perhaps some people think it is. Okay, guys, we'll see you in top 8, hopefully. Okay, guys, here we are in the top 8 in the quarters. We're playing against Cormano again, and this is the person that was on Breaker. Oh, boy. Going to keep. Just have to hope they're not going to be able to go off on me. Look, guys, I can start mulliganing to Force of Wills and things like that. We're on the draw here. We just have to hope that that's not what they have. Like, if a ring I could live with. Give the pause there. Yeah, it sucks, but so I wanted to move towards a collector roof here off my ancestral, but interesting. Okay. I feel like I'm going to have to do some discarding here, guys. But I feel like Ancestralling is probably my best play, or do I just do that next turn? I think I'm going to play my Deathrite Shaman here. Tropical Island. Here you go. Yep. Okay. Hopefully they don't have another one here, guys. They do. Okay. Hmm. It's pretty good. Yeah, difference between play draw for sure. All right, let's see if we can do a bit better here, guys. I do like Spell Pierce more on the play. Days, I think we can take out here. I mean, we have so many good tools against this deck, and we're still just getting pile drived. Let's try this. I do realize a Prop Decay can kill a Tezzeret, but I think I'm going to try it out this time. And as I said, look, I could have mulliganed there, guys. It's a learning process for sure. This hand's a keep. I got a Spell Pierce and a Force of Vigor up Wasteland into a Noof, so I'm not going to complain here. For Monolith, do I counter that? think I can let it go. Yep, that's why you counter that. Okay, that's pretty bad for me. Okay, just completely nullified my spell pierce. Not great play on my part. Yep, does work. We're in a bit of trouble here, I think. Sensei's top. Do I make them counter this? I think I pierce this. I don't know. Very nice. It was kind of a disaster, but could just lose here. It's the Talon Gates I'm concerned about here. I need to get to an untapped stage here. I need to get to my next turn. Okay. Double Raker is really bad for me. Yep. Yep. Yeah, we lost this one, guys. I mean, we should have pierced the Grim Monolith. We didn't. And it ended up costing me the game. And it's not that it was a bad play. It's more, sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't with it. And I was anticipating trying to get them with, they're going for a top here. And of course, what the issue I'm running into now is that we've got this vexing bauble here. I mean, this is just game. We're dead. Yeah, we got absolutely worked by this player tonight. And I mean, like, we were in every single game. And I played against Raker, several times over the last number of days since I've picked Bug back up. And we've been in those games. We've won a fair bit of them. But tonight, it did not feel that way. And maybe I could have played things differently. You're maybe looking at this and going, yes, you absolutely should have spell pierced the Grim Monolith. I knew a Raker was coming down. Well, yeah, maybe. But maybe it was going to be a ring and they were going to tap their Monolith down. I had also a collector roof coming down, so I didn't feel like it was wrong. But that particular line probably did cost me this game. And where I think otherwise would have been a good situation. Yeah, really dominant performance from Raker. And this opponent fantasticar'd me 3 times out of the 4 games I played them. And I know for sure 2 of them were on turn 1. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Actually, that's a lie. One of them was on turn 2 because they played a Vexing Bauble on turn 1 past the turn and knew that they were going to be able to go off. Yeah. So synopsis, guys. I mean, I guess we'll start with the Raker matchup in Fantasticar. To no one's surprise, I am firmly in the camp that this card is just really wrecking Vintage. It's not fun, and despite I have not bought fantasticars since they were released, and I have enjoyed trying to combat it, and I've had pretty good success against it in general. But the, who's kidding who? The fact that this car can turn one you and with very great consistency on turn one, it's basically putting you into the camp where you have to have a counterspell to stop it, or the game is over. And as evidenced by lots of people out there now trying to play this, and my decks in particular, you're overloading. I'm playing multiple mind break traps in the main. I'm playing 8 forces. I'm playing 3 to 4 spell pierces. I'm playing main deck consigns. Not in this deck, but in my Demir and Esper builds that I've been playing, and it still just gets you, and it probably gets the better of me. So, um, in a long-winded way, I'm trying to say that I'm very much in the camp that Wizards of the Coast needs to restrict this card sooner than later, and I believe it's August the 10th that the BNR is. I just really hope that they see what the data is telling them, and that this car is not meant for Vintage, and it is causing a huge uproar in the metagame. It's become siloed down to a handful of decks that can compete with it, and if you're not playing it, you're really not doing it right. So, yeah, guys, that's my thoughts on the fantasticar. Please, Wizards, R&D, ban that card or restrict it, please, so we can get back to a semblance of normalcy again. And yeah, otherwise, I feel like the deck is pretty good. Like we lost a mirror tonight, and we lost to that Raker opponent that we also played in the top 8, and I felt like the deck otherwise was doing what it was supposed to do. So uh, highlight beating Squee today. But yeah, guys, I don't know that I would make any changes per se in the list. I feel like it's pretty smooth. Once again, I did enjoy Kisla Skimmer. Made a slight little error in one of the games today where I thought we were only able to draw one extra card one per turn, and of course that's not what it does. But otherwise, we're getting a little more comfortable playing it, and yeah, feels really good to be playing Deathrite Shamans again, and Psychic Frogs, Collector Roofs. Loved Force of Vigors today. They were just so great against the 2 Workshop players. I played Sphere Shops players, and yeah, guys, a little bit of a disappointing exit, but we will take a top 8 any day of the week, and if you haven't done so, please do like, comment, subscribe, and we're going to see you next time.